Welcome into KSU Nation, the best K-State and Big 12 podcast out there. I'm Stevie B.
I'm Kenny G.
And in today's episode, we're going to be talking K-State versus Army and also doing our Big 12 Week 2 picks. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends, consider joining the channel as well. Kenny, let's get right into it. You're going to be going to the game this weekend. This is your first K-State game of the season you're going to be at. Give me your initial thoughts of K-State versus Army as you're bringing a whole army of people to the game.
Yeah, I got a lot of people coming, most notably my wife, my daughter, and a couple of friends. I got about 8 tickets and courtesy of, some people that I will not mention because I'm not supposed to. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. My initial thoughts are I'm excited to see the Cats live. It's always better to be there and watch it while you're at the Bill. That place is electrifying. However, I'm going to be going in with a little bit of caution because I don't know how electrifying the Bill's going to be after what we witnessed the last home game. You hope that you're going in there and you're just going to see an amazing show. And most importantly, you want to make sure that you're going in and you're going to watch a dominant game. Obviously with any football game, any fan that goes to a football game wants to see that. So, but this is like really important for the Cats. So to get a big win, not just a win, but a big win and a clean win. I think that's like the most important thing. So my initial thoughts about just going to this game, I'm excited. Have a lot of fun people that are coming with. I mean, you're going to be there too, so I'll be seeing you there. And it's just going to be a good time. And, all I'm hoping for is for Chris Kleiman and crew to just right the ship. I mean, just get these kids back on track to where we know they can get, where we know their potential is, where we know their capabilities and their talent. If we can get to that point, if we can get back to where we ought to be, I think it's going to make me feel a little bit better inside. I'm definitely going to have a lot more fun at the game. Who wouldn't, honestly? But yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. And those are my initial thoughts.
I agree with you. It's going to be a fun time. It's going to be great seeing you at the Bill with your family. I do think this game doesn't have quite the juice that we hoped it would. I mean, considering what Army did last year, they lost a bunch of people, half their starters on defense, a bunch of offensive linemen, their quarterback, like almost everyone on offense. It feels like K-State's not the team thus far this season. They haven't been a team that everyone thought they'd be. The offense has been okay. The defense has really, really, really struggled. K-State has a talent. K-State has a talent to be a Big 12 championship type team, but they have not played like it. They've been without one of their biggest weapons on offense. They're not going to have him for this game either. Having said all that, K-State has enough in the tank, and there's enough there to still win this game and win this game big. And I think, someone on Go Power Cat, I think it was Cole, was asking fans on the message board this week, what would it take for, K-State fans to buy back in on this season? What would they have to do on Saturday alone to get you to be bought back in on the potential of this team to be very good? Because K-State's they didn't play well against Iowa State. They didn't play well against North Dakota. But, I mean, I talked about it last time. Colorado lost to North Dakota, or they beat North Dakota State by 5 last year. Texas Tech beat Abilene Christian by 1 last year in overtime. And both of them turned out to win 9 and 8 games. And so, it can get turned around. And I watched the coordinators' pressers today. Klanderman actually looked not happy. He didn't look very happy. And Matt Wells looked really upset, honestly. But to go back to what Cole was asking on Go Power Cat, what would it take for, fans to buy back in? And I answered, of course, this is what I want to see on Saturday. This is what I want to see. First half, 0 punts by the offense, meaning K-State scores every single time they touch the ball, preferably all touchdowns. Defensively, K-State, 0 points allowed. Special teams, 0 mistakes, whether that's a fumble or a penalty. I want less than 3 penalties in the entire first half. And then I'd like K-State to win overall by 50 or more, giving up 14 or less points, which I think is really doable. I really do. Army lost in overtime last week to Tarleton State, which is an FCS team. So my question to you, Kenny, because I already answered it, what would it take for you to buy back in on K-State to be a Big 12 championship caliber team? What do they have to do on Saturday?
I mean, they basically have to play out of their mind. You know, for those who saw the video that I made a couple of days ago, a few days ago, where I went on this long rant. I want to see big numbers. I want to see padded stats.
Uh-oh. Something happened here.
I don't want there to be a situation where we're up pretty good amount and like we just start bringing in subs or whatever to kind of get them reps in or whatever. We are not in the position to be getting reps. Our own starters aren't even doing that well. We need to give our starters all the reps because they are not performing. So if we're doing well, I'd like to continue to see our starters improve on this performance if they're doing well. So yeah, big stats, big numbers. I want, you know, Avery did a career high last week. Let's see him do it again. I mean, I'm kind of at that point. Let's see him break his career high in this game. Do we know if Dylan Edwards is going to be in this game? Because I didn't watch those press conferences.
He's not gonna play in this game. In fact, they said he's questionable for Arizona, which I honestly think they're going to hold him out because you get a bye right after that. So I bet he doesn't play this Saturday or next Friday. He plays against UCF after the bye is my assumption.
Wow. Okay. So still no Dylan Edwards. And we're probably not going to see Dylan Edwards for at least, you know, we're not going to see him at all in the month of until the very last week of September, I guess. I guess I basically said everything I need to say. We got to establish a run game. The line has to be better. The defense needs to really, really, really be better. You'd love to see a shutout. I think if I did see a shutout, I would be kind of like, wow, okay, we woke up finally. I think that's what it would really take. I think the offense is doing just fine. Could they make more touchdowns? Absolutely. But my biggest thing is I want to see defense give up like at either 0 points or single digit points. Like that's what I'm expecting. If you're asking me if like what is it going to take to get me to think that they're at the level of a conference championship level, giving an FCS team or a group of 5, whatever you want to call them, giving them a single digit point or a shutout, that would definitely be heading to the right direction.
Yeah, and I think I'm right with you, man. The offensive line needs to be better. If K-State rushes the ball for, 300 yards or more, causes a couple turnovers as well, gets a couple sacks, holds in the single digits, like you said, K-State scores 50 or more, I think it would buy back in a lot of fans. Having said that, that's a pretty tall order. Are you ready to go over to the stats, man?
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Okay, so the stats have been kind of difficult to get because the NCAA site has not been updated yet. They usually wait, I think, until after week 2. Anyways, it hasn't been updated yet. So these are the stats. I had to do them myself with a calculator, specifically for K-State. Army's was easy because they've only played one game. So I don't really have a spot difference between a lot of these. There was one website that did actually have, the offensive passing and rushing and all of that, but they didn't have the total offense or third down or really any of that. Looks like K-State is going to score around 30 points in this game. Both teams are probably going to have 350 to 400 yards of offense. K-State's passing offense, 23rd in the country right now, almost 300 yards per game. Matt Wells said today that, even though Avery Johnson has thrown the ball 73 times in 2 games, he said that it's actually right around where he thought he'd be, 37, 38 passes per game. So I don't know. I don't know. Scoring defense, it looks like K-State's, honestly, if you look at this, it looks like K-State's going to win probably 30 to 28 or something like that, which is pretty close to what I'm going to pick later on this. K-State does have a pretty dominant D-line, 7 sacks through 2 games. And Army, they turned it over 3 times in their opening week game against Tarleton State, and that's why they lost the game. So, Kenny, we'll look at all of that. Your thoughts on the stats here. What does K-State need to do better? What do they need to do defensively? What do you think of Army's offense and defense?
Yeah, we knew the defensive line was going to be the strong point. I think it's hard to look at the stats here and think, okay, this is actually telling of what our team is. Because if you talk to the coaches, they don't agree with this. They think that K-State is better than what the stats are showing. You would hope that it's better than what these stats are showing, because, and it's going to have to be, because if K-State plays a very close game against Army, we have completely misread this team and its expectations for this season. Every team wants to be, conference championship, but
Yep.
there was, it wasn't just us. It was, even Las Vegas thought that K-State had the best odds. So it's not like we're just some homers or whatever, but just not really sure like what it is that needs to change. Obviously it's pretty obvious. Like the defense is got to clean up on K-State's side. Doesn't look like, Army 27 points. I mean, that's like basically run of the mill kind of game, I guess, not anything super crazy. So I think we just need to go out there and play our best game, because I don't think we played our best game yet. We
No.
definitely haven't. And so it's hard for me. I'm looking also at the penalties. Despite Army having a very simple, or not, I shouldn't say simple, but a very unique play style that like a lot of opponents have to like kind of play to because they're not used to it. They're racking up 5 penalties in the last game. That's pretty wild. It doesn't
I thought
look
they would have
like
had like 1 or
Army
0.
is. What's that?
I thought they'd have like 1 or 0, honestly, when I looked.
Right. Yeah. Not a very disciplined team. And I think that's kind of indicative of them being, a kind of a newer team. They're not the same as last year's Army team. So I think K-State has that to look forward to in the sense of like, they're going against a very green, fresh Army team. And even though they might catch K-State off guard, maybe a play or two, they might have something break out, or maybe it just might be a grindy game where Army just keeps grinding away. But K-State's got to respond early.
Yep.
And like drop the hammer down and just basically defeat them, like morally defeat them in the sense of like making the game out of reach early. I think I think the fans have to be involved. I think K-State just has to be on their A game, and you really, really hope that the coaches, whatever they did everything that they were supposed to do to right this shit. But honestly, I hate looking at these numbers, man, because I don't think that this is really K-State. It's hard to look at these numbers because it's really ugly.
Yeah, but also like you
cool.
think about it, like K-State played Iowa State, who played in the Big 12 championship game last year. They look like the class of the conference right now. They look exactly like how K-State fans thought K-State would look at this point. I'm looking at 3rd down right there, and I probably should have put a 4th down on there because K-State's not been very good on 4th down, and they've not been very good on 4th down defensively. 3rd down offense has been atrocious. 3rd down defense has been okay. But K-State's got to get better on third down. I don't know if that's the play calling. I don't know if it's an offensive line. I don't know if it's Avery. I don't know what it is. But they have to be better on third down. Their red zone defense is fine. Red zone offense is fine. But man, yeah, like you said, this does not look like K-State. I mean, what's her 126 yards on offense rushing the
Yeah.
ball? Like that's bad, dude. That's not K-State football. K-State is rushing for
Mm.
250, 300 yards per game. Like what's going on, man? Like I don't know if they just need to open it up more with Avery. I don't know if they're being cautious. It sounds like they are. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's wild numbers for sure.
Yeah, they've definitely changed their offense. It's a lot different. You can point to the fact that they don't have Dylan Edwards, but I mean, you got to be able to draw up some other ideas, and I think look, we'll say it right now, Steve, because we didn't have a chance to talk about this last time. All of the question marks that were surrounding Avery Johnson, surrounding this offense, we had no idea why it was the case that he just wasn't running, and you questioned, like, we were all left to speculation, like, why is he not running? Like, why is he, and when he does run, why is it just to the sideline? Why isn't he turning upfield? Why is he not lowering his shoulder? Like, what's the deal here? Is he afraid? Is he, like, doesn't want to get hit? What's going on? Well, that question was asked in a press conference last Monday, or just this week, and the response was basically yours and mine. Worst fear. Worst case scenario, because it ended up being the reason why he's not doing what we think we're doing is because the coaches are quite literally taking that away from him. Chris Kleiman flat out said, like, like clear as day, and I can't believe he admitted it too. But I mean, at some point, you got to answer the question. You gotta be honest. He said we're not going to be doing this with Aver. We're not. There's no sense in us running him. We don't need him to get hurt in the non-con. We're not going to be drawing up plays like that. So I mean, anybody who saw that basically can automatically know and assume and be correct in this assumption that they're deadly afraid. They are seriously afraid of losing Avery due to an injury. They do not want Avery Johnson to get hurt by any means. And they are basically taking away the thing that makes him so good. The thing that basically we had to kind of tap into at the end of the last game in order for us to even have a
Yep.
chance to win. So it's like, if you're just using that as a way to like, as a, I don't know, like your ace up the sleeve, like you're crippling your offense. You're taking away your best asset, and it's really frustrating as a fan because I did not think that I mean, you wanted to believe like these coaches weren't naive enough to think that like they were the reason why this is, like, you had to think, oh, maybe Avery just isn't confident. Maybe he just does, maybe he's saying to the coaches, like, I don't want to put my body on the line. I'm sorry, but this is college football. When I found out that the coaches are the ones responsible for Avery being this way, I am like very upset with the coaching staff now. I am extremely upset that they are the reason why Avery is not doing. What's great, when we had Will Howard, when Avery was a freshman, the coaches had no problem letting Avery
Oh
do
no,
what
because they
Avery
had
was
another
good at.
quarterback. They had another guy to put on the field. Now that they don't feel
Yeah,
comfortable with anyone else, they're afraid, man. They are.
that you cannot play afraid. If you play this game afraid, you're playing to lose. You will lose.
I
You
agree.
will. I mean, mark my words. Avery signed up to play Division One, Power Four college football. He knew what was on the line. You recruited him knowing what his strengths were, knowing what his package was as a quarterback, and you're not using it. because you are afraid he's going to hurt himself. Well, I'm sorry, but this is I'm gonna take this line from Tim Fitz. This is what Tim Fitz said: if you're worried about Avery getting hurt, then you need to take away his football cleats and you need to give him a tennis racket and start and have him play a different sport. Okay, because you're literally destroying this kid's future if you think that saving him from getting injured and not accomplish any like what would you rather have, Steve? Let me ask you. If you had the kind of talent like Avery, would you rather put your body on the line, risk your body, risk injury, but accomplish something like, I don't know, a conference championship under your belt and maybe like a deep run in the playoffs, but then you get injured, but you accomplish something? Or would you rather stay healthy, and then maybe you go like, I don't know, seventh round draft pick. You get thrown into like a backup quarterback and you start bouncing around teams with backup after backup after backup, and you never accomplish anything in your life. But hey, by God, you were healthy. You were healthy and you got to say you were on an NFL team, but you never really played. You played like preseason games, the ones where the starter's out still in Cancun, like having his vacation before the season really starts. What would you pick, Steve? What would you actually pick?
Well, I'm going to answer it really quickly, and I'm going to take the stats down. Avery's not the problem with this team, and I'm going to answer your question. He's not the problem with this team. Almost 300 yards passing, 400 yards total offense. That's he's not the issue with the team. I do have question marks about the play calling. I'm going to put the stats away here. To answer your question, I would definitely, as a K-State fan, as a K-State grad, of course I'd rather see K-State do well in the near future. But I also, at the same time, as like a parent, like I would not be. I don't know if this is the case. This is just me throwing it out there. I would not be surprised if someone in Avery's camp told them they don't want him running as much this year because they want to save his body to make sure he gets drafted, and they want to save him for the full year because I know he had to take a cortisone shot or some sort of shot against Colorado last year to come back, and he got hurt a few times last year, and I don't think they want to get him hurt as much this year. So I think that's part of it. I also think that they felt like they didn't have to run him as much or didn't want to run him as much when you're playing an FCS team like North Dakota. But to answer your question, of course, I'd rather take, the K-State college achievements over, later. But if you're in the NFL for a while, you're probably making some pretty good money as a backup quarterback because you basically described Will Howard and Skylar Thompson together because Skylar Thompson put his life on the line. He just kept getting hurt, but he has been a backup quarterback drafted in the 7th round, bouncing around in the NFL, but he's done pretty well for himself. He really has. So I don't know. What would you prefer?
I mean, it just depends on what your goals are. And if your goals are to achieve something great and be remembered for something, like that you've actually achieved, because okay, making it to the NFL is an achievement, but I'm saying like championships. I mean, people don't even make it to college and they'll win like state championship football and they'll remember that for the rest of their life. And they can say that they won a high school state championship game and they were on that team. Like that means a lot. That actually like is really, really deep. And
oh yeah.
And it's like it's like those kinds of things. Like
it's your brothers.
You are actually contributing to title victories. And the way that you did it was, risking your body, putting it on the line and yada, 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 whatever. It's to me, I agree with everything you said. You and I are on the same page when it comes to like why we ought not put the blame on Avery, because we don't believe that it's not Avery's fault that K-State had 35 points scored on him. Like Avery doesn't play defense. He's only on the offense, and he did really well. He did a career high on offense. So you can't knock the guy because he's literally outdoing himself,
he's been the whole
on
offense,
the field.
Honestly.
So
he's been the
basically,
whole offense.
yeah, he's been the whole offense. But the thing is that like the way he's doing it is not the way that we thought he would do it. And I'm
I
not
agree.
saying that like I'm not saying that we if the pass is going to be there, then go for it. Like we're not saying take away his throwing, but it's just when the question was asked, why isn't he running? That was what kind of like brought to light a lot of the things that I was worried about,
Hmm.
is that these coaches are it's a small piece to a larger puzzle that you and I were kind of having this discussion about last year, and I think it's going to kind of bleed into this year. But it's making the team fit the coach's offense rather than drawing an offense that fits the team.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what the biggest concern is, because they have their own philosophy and their own reasons as to why they're doing it. And yeah, as a fan, you don't want to see that. You want to see like when you see, and I think it's because we had somebody give us the example like a Colin Klein, who was literally the toughest son of a bitch on the field. Like that dude was tough as freaking nails, man. He was tough as nails. And he freaking like gave you the blueprint as to like how to make it to be a Heisman, in this league. And we just are not doing that. We are steering clear of it. And it's just weird because Avery's got the talent to be able to do that. So I'm gonna stop talking about it. I think we need to move on from that. But I just wanted to point out because a lot of people kept coming up to me during the week saying, oh, it's Avery. Avery just he's afraid to get hit. I'm like, no, actually,
No,
it's
it's the
not that.
coaches. It's the coaches.
Yeah, it's the coaches, and it's confirmed now.
Yep. Yep.
So
Uh,
anyway, yeah, take it away, Steve.
Last year, K State played pretty bad at Tulane. Honestly, probably should have lost that game. Second week of the season as well. Um, and they bounced back in a big way the following week, beating Arizona 31-7. It could have been a lot worse. That was a get right game for them. This is the part of the show where we're going to be doing our score predictions and hot takes. I think personally, this is a get right game for K State. K State needs to prove not to just themselves, but the fan base that they can right the ship. They can do the right things to win games in the right way, play well the whole game. I'm going to give my score prediction first, then you, and then I want to hear your hot take, and then I'll give mine. My head says that K State is only going to win like 31-30 after last week's performance, but like I said, this feels like a get right game. I'm going to have K State winning. Let's go because I want this. I said it earlier. I want 50 plus points. 52-14 is my K State Army score prediction from my heart. My head says 31-30 K State wins barely, but hopefully they play like they should. Kenny, your thoughts?
Yeah. My expectation will be only giving up a touchdown. Uh, so Army will have 7, and I think Avery can. I think that he can break the 40-point mark. So I'll give him. I'll give him 42, 42-7. That's my expectation. Um, I'm kind of right there with you where my heart's saying one thing, my mind is saying something else. Um, my heart is basically my expectation. So it's like this is what I want to see. Um, and this is what I believe the Cats can pull off if they just play to their level.
Mm-hmm.
But if they play like they played against North Dakota, uh, that will look like 24-27. I think.
You mean
So
you mean like a
I think K
loss
State will still
or
win.
okay?
K State will win, but it'll be an ugly win again. But I'm hoping for the 42-7.
Okay. Your hot takes. What do you think is going to happen in the actual game? Your hottest of the hot takes here, Kenny. You know what sucks is K-State played so bad. You and I are, even though we're going to the game, both of us sound like we're not super hyped about it because of how badly K-State has played. So let's get hype here, Kenny. Let's get hype
All
for
right.
your favorite part of the show. You came up with it. Give me your hot takes, Kenny.
The K-State hot takes for this week coming from me is that Dylan Edwards is gonna pull off him. He's gonna reveal the mask, and he's gonna be like he's gonna be on the field the whole time. He was actually Joe Jackson the whole time. Nobody knew it. That would be insane. He was actually Devon Rice. Everybody was fooled. It was crazy. No, I think okay. Offensively, give me Tibbs.
Oh my gosh. Hold on one second, Ken. Second time I did this. I don't know what's going on.
Tibbs is gonna have a grand total.
Okay, start over there because it kicked you out for some reason.
It kicked me out.
It did, but I re-added you.
Okay. I said, give me Tibbs. I'm going to have Tibbs go for 3 touchdown catches.
Love it.
3 touchdown catches. I'm gonna even go on a limb and say 3 are from Avery and 1 is from a backup.
Wait, so that's 4.
No. Oh, sorry. 2 from Avery, 1 from a backup. 1 from a backup. That would be wild if he had 4.
Yeah, that would be
2
really
from
wild.
Avery, 1 from the backup.
Last wide receiver to get 4 touchdowns in a game. Do you know who it is from K-State?
Tyler Lockett.
Byron Pringle. 3 on offense, 1 on special teams. Skylar Thompson, baby. Last win at Oklahoma State, actually.
Wow. And then my defensive hot take. I think Austin Romaine is going to be going off this game. I'm going to give him 20 tackles. They're basically going to be running it at him the whole time, so he better get the tackles. I mean, like he's going to be in charge of the fullback. I don't trust anybody else on defense to look at to make sure that fullback is taken care of other than Austin Romaine. Like that has to be his assignment. So give me Austin Romaine with 20 tackles total. Like he'll have a couple solo. He'll have, some other ones that aren't solo, but total 20.
Love it.
Let's see it.
Okay. My hot takes for the game. Army had a hard time covering a tight end and covering the middle of the field against Tarleton State. And we know K-State's got some pretty good tight ends. They said Lincoln Cure could be playing in the game. My hottest of the hot takes, Lincoln Cure catches a touchdown pass from Avery Johnson. That's a hot take because he has not played at all this year. 5-star freshman tight end, Lincoln Cure catches a touchdown pass from Avery Johnson. Defensively, there's not many dogs in that defense, Kenny. They have to play better. They really do. But one of them, outside of Austin Romaine, outside of Toby, is a guy named Quay Moss. He's going to have himself a pretty big game. He's going to have himself a sack, forced fumble recovery, and an interception. First interception of the season is going to be done by Quay Moss, the only dog on the back end of the defense. That's my hot takes, man. What do you think about that? I know that's your guy. I know if you had to pick one guy in defense outside of Austin Romaine, it would be Quay Moss.
In the secondary, it's got to be Quay Moss because VJ Payne has not done
Oh, he's
anything.
been
But you
terrible, dude.
gotta.
He's been
I
terrible.
thought you were gonna pick him. I thought you were gonna be like, this is his get right game. But
No,
I
no,
thought this would have
no.
been the game to do it. But I guess you need to see it to believe it because
Mm-hmm.
you're right, man. Quay Moss right now, he's playing with so much fire and passion and I mean, just this story alone is really kind of compelling. I mean, the guy went to JUCO. He's from like Georgia. Then he like went to a D2 school, and now he's up here at K State, and I think he's playing like he doesn't want to let this go. Like he's like, I've worked my ass off for this moment, and I'm gonna get fired up on every play that I'm out there making
Yep,
plays. So you gotta love a guy who's like worked his way up like this, and for K-State to give him a chance, he's playing like this is my only chance. And that's the kind of effort and the kind of passion that we need to see across the board, you
I
know.
agree. I
Even
agree.
if you're a guy like Austin Romaine who got thrown into the fire as a freshman, you still need to see him getting fired up. Now, that being said, Austin Romaine is doing great. Okay.
He's
he,
doing
he is he is
just
doing
fine. He's
he
doing
is
just
doing
fine.
great. He doesn't need to get so fired up, but you as a fan, you love to see it. You love to see the passion because
Mm-hmm.
that's something that I feel like this defense desperately needs right now is this fire and passion coming from when every single tackle, every single takedown, just get fired up.
I agree.
That's it. That's the K-State hot takes for week 2, game 3. It's going to be weird saying that every week, dude.
It really is, man. It really is. Especially after like next week, game on Friday. I hate that, by the way. I really hate that. And then we have a week off. I'm excited to see you perform though. A week from Saturday. Now that we're in, we're gonna get to the scoreboard here in a minute. But Kenny, plug you performing really quick before we do that.
Well, I'm going to be performing a concert in Manhattan at Seco Park. It's where they have the fair. And the rodeo, basically, where they host the rodeo for the city fair every year. That is where we have our big concert every year. There's tons of stuff. A lot of vendors come out. Food trucks, ice cream trucks, stuff like that. So they even have like floaty, blow up obstacle courses for kids. So it's a really family friendly place as well. And yeah, a lot of great music, great bands that are traveling from all over the United States to be there. Fortunately, I live here, so I get invited all the time because I'm really good friends with the guy that puts it on every year. So that's a good thing. But yeah, make sure if you want to see me play, I will be performing at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when I start, and I'll be playing for about 20 to 30 minutes. It's you know, it's kind of flexible because we lost a couple groups that couldn't be there, so they're kind of widening it out for us a little bit. But yeah, it'll be exciting to see you there. Come say hi. If not, I will probably have some clips being put on the Facebook channel and my YouTube channel. So Ken Savvy, go check it out. It's KenSavy.
Dude is a
And now
baller.
let's get back to K-State.
He's a baller, man. I've seen him perform many times. In fact, I got my own personal concert one time in a garage. It was pretty fun. Pretty fun. Okay.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to move on. It is time to move on. Kenny, Big 12 week 2 is here, baby. Let's go ahead and pick every single game. Starting first with K-State versus Army. We talked about it in our main podcast. K-State is favored by 17.5 points. I don't get that after the way K-State's played recently. I have K-State still winning, though, and covering, and hitting the over. Over-under is 46.5. I have K-State winning 52-14. Kenny, what's yours again?
Sorry, I had to pull it up because I do not have this pulled up yet. So I'm pulling it up right now. Sorry for the not being organized here.
You're good.
I mean,
I sent it over to you.
All right. There we go. Um 17 points. I'm hoping that it's more than that, but I mean, obviously, you're going to take 17 after the last 2 weeks have been what they have been. I mean,
Yep.
basically single score loss and a single score victory. So you'd love to see the 3-score win for sure after the last 2 weeks. But um, I'm gonna hope that it's the over. You know what I mean? I mean, we gave
I
our
do.
scores,
I
so
do.
I'm betting the over here. This is a get right game.
Go ahead and say
So
your score
I
again
want
for
to
those
see it.
people that didn't see it earlier.
Oh yeah, that's right. My score is going to be 42. My expect.
Man, we're having real issues with this right here. I don't know what's going on. Go ahead and say it again, Kenny.
Oh, I said my score is 42-7. So that's the expectation, and that's what I want to see. So Cats need to get it done. So get it done.
42-7 he has. I have K-State winning 52-14. Get right game, like Kenny said. Moving on. Big noon kickoff is at Iowa State versus Iowa, Jack Trice Stadium, 11 a.m. on Fox. Cy-Hawk Trophy. Kenny, who you got? What's your score?
Wow. Because they're playing at Jack Trice. You got to give Iowa State the You got to give them the advantage here, the home field advantage. I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, there's going to be a lot of Iowa fans that are going to be there. I mean, they're going to fill out that stadium. This rivalry is a fun one for sure. As a Big 12 guy, I want to see Iowa State win. I think it's going to look good for the Big 12. I mean, it certainly did last year. Um, but yeah, give me Iowa State. Um, I think Iowa State's probably going to give. We'll go 28 28-21. I think that'll be a solid 28-21. So I'm taking the over.
I'm really close to that score, actually. I got Iowa State winning 28-17. Very close. I undercut you, just like I did last year. Hitting the over, Iowa State covering. I think they're the better football team. Could be lower scoring because both teams have pretty good defenses. So we both have Iowa State winning. They need to win this. They really do. For the Big 12's sake, they need to win this. Speaking of the Big 12's sake needing to win a game, Baylor at SMU. SMU coming off of a CFP berth a year ago. Baylor coming off of a loss week 1 against Auburn. Kenny, I'm going to you first again. SMU favored by 2.5. Over under very high. They don't think either defense is good. Over under 63.5, dude.
I know what I just said about the Big 12, but knowing how Baylor is after they lose a game that they were expected to win, after they lose a close game, you saw what happened last year when they lost to Colorado. They carried that loss for a couple games afterwards. I would not be surprised if Baylor loses here. I would not be surprised. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pick SMU to win here. I'm going to pick SMU to win 35-33. 36-33.
Covering the spread and hitting the over. Interesting. This is a Big 12 podcast. This is a K-State podcast. I'm not picking against a Big 12 team, Kenny. I'm not. I have Baylor winning, well, until later, a couple games down, of course. I got Baylor winning. Let's go 31-28. 31-28. Not hitting it over, but money line for Baylor. I think the Big 12 really needs this win. They really do after what SMU did in their first year in ACC. And then what, Baylor did opening week against Auburn. They need it in the worst way. You cannot start 0-2 if you are Baylor. You cannot. Moving on. Kent State at Texas Tech. Texas Tech went out and bought a whole roster. 48.5 point favorites, over under 60, basically. You're higher on Texas Tech than I am. Go ahead.
Give me Texas Tech 51, Kent State, give me 14.
Okay. So hitting the over but not covering. I think Kent State is really bad. They've been really bad for a couple of years. Texas Tech looks pretty good right now. I'm going to go 63-7. Texas Tech wins big. If their quarterback plays. If he doesn't play, we'll go like 38-10, something like that. Okay, Kenny. This is the game everyone wants to talk about. Oklahoma State at Oregon. Oregon, number 6 in the country. Favored by 4 touchdowns, which is wild. They don't trust Mike Gundy. Or maybe they just think Oregon is really good, and I think they're pretty good too. I'll go first this time. I don't think Oregon covers the 28 points, 27.5, whatever it is. I think they win. But I think Oklahoma State gives them a game. I'm going to go 34-24 Oregon. Winning, hitting it over, but not covering the spread. Kenny?
I don't believe that Oklahoma State is going to be the kind of team that's going to be, especially with the guy that they went with to start. He's out for a while. It's kind of a heartbreaker, and I'm not confident in their offense. But that doesn't mean that their defense needs to roll over here. I think Oregon could probably maybe be overlooking Oklahoma State a little bit. I mean, they're probably thinking, oh, all fresh team, all new team. Basically, we're going to be able to walk in. I think Oregon might actually underperform here a little bit because of the overlooking of Oklahoma State, but I definitely think they're still going to win. But I think Oregon's probably going to put up maybe like 20. I could see them only putting up like maybe 28 points and Oklahoma State maybe putting up like 10.
Okay. So both of us have Oregon winning, but not covering. I think Oklahoma State needs a good showing here for the Big 12 against a Big 10 team. They do, even though Oregon is a top 10 team.
I don't think they're the team to do it though. I think if
they're not.
If I had to pick,
not.
I would have liked to have had like maybe Arizona State or maybe had even like a KU against an Oregon. I think that would have been
literally
really
like
good.
12 teams other than Oklahoma State.
Yeah,
almost anyone in the Big 12 other than Oklahoma State. But Mike Gundy's a good coach. We'll see. Kenny.
Yeah.
We got the border war here. A couple of teams we hate. We absolutely hate Missouri. Thank God Luther Burden is gone. We despise our in-state rival, though. I mean, we've beaten them 16 years in a row. So, I mean, it's no big deal. Who you got? KU or Missouri? Missouri favored by a touchdown.
I think at this point, there is definitely a sort of like camaraderie, if you will, an enemy of my enemy, if you will, that a lot of KU fans are willing to accept K-State as like an ally, like a Kansas ally, to be against Missouri because K-State absolutely hates Missouri too.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the two Kansas schools can actually put their differences aside for just 1 week and be just completely against Missouri. And so with that being said, I'm going to go with Missouri on the win here because I can't pick KU to win. Give me Mizzou.
He just pulled a Pat McAfee.
I Pat McAfee.
Oh.
Give me Mizzou over KU here. I think Mizzou's probably going to win. Let's go. I think KU might get some points here though, but I'm going to go 30-21.
My head definitely says Missouri wins this game. They're the home team. Uh, they're in a better spot than KU is. They have been for a couple of years now. The smart money is on Missouri. Again, Big 12 podcast. I hate KU. I hate Missouri, but I hate Missouri a little bit more. If this game, if Missouri was still in the Big 12, I would probably pick Missouri to win the game. I'm going to pick KU to win a game. I'm going to go. They look pretty good right now. They do. I'm going to go 34-31. I think it'll be high scoring. I do.
Nice.
Can the game just get canceled though? Honestly, that'd be nice. Okay. Bowling Green at Cincinnati. Yuck. Cincinnati favored by 23.5. We'll go.
Who is bowling on a golfing green?
Yeah, right. I'll go.
Terrible name.
I don't think Cincinnati's very good. We'll go 24-7 Cincinnati.
Okay, I'll just go with that because I think you're right. I was gonna think mid-20s, and I have no idea. I've never seen Bowling Green. I didn't even know that was a team until today. So
they're not good. You never heard of them? Wow.
Never in my life.
Wow. Colorado at home against Delaware. You give a score. I'll just agree with it.
They're playing at Colorado. You know, it's just like a weak opponent. So let's just go Colorado. Shoot, man. Let's go 38-10.
I dig it. West Virginia at Ohio. What is happening here, dude? Well, how did this game get scheduled, dude? Why are you playing this game, dude? Ohio's 0-1. Rich Rod is back. I don't know. We'll go.
Interesting kind of football, you know. It's an interesting kind of football game here.
31-10, I guess. Mountaineers.
Yeah, the Mountaineers they have to be they're just gonna run it right over them. I'll go. Did you say 35-10?
31-10, but I'll go 35 if you want to.
I'll go 35-10.
Okay, 35-10 for you, 31-10 for me. He prices righted me. We've been doing it all day. Cal Poly at Utah. There's no line. Oh boy, that's wild. I hadn't seen that. Let's go 59-0 Utah.
Yeah, I was gonna actually give a shutout game here. You you snatched it from me, man. You beat me to the punch. Yeah, let's go. I'll price is right. Y'all go 51-0.
Okay. I mean, after what they did to UCLA, I mean, on the road, I mean, come on now. They're gonna do worse to Cal Poly. The battle for Houston, baby. Houston at Rice. Low scoring game, I think, man. I'm thinking 24-6. I think Rice gets 2 field goals.
I'm gonna go 17-3.
I dig it. We're both on the same wavelength. Neither one of these teams are going to score a lot of points, but Houston is probably the better team. That's who you have winning, right? You didn't clarify that.
Yeah, Houston's going to have 17. Rice will just hit one field goal for the whole game. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, you basically have the spread there. 2 touchdowns. Okay. No spread in this game either. It's whatever you say. North Carolina A&T at UCF. I'll agree with.
UCF's probably going to win this game despite, you know, them looking like the worst team in the league. Let's go. Let's go 24. Let's go 24. I don't know, 6.
You think their defense is only going to give up 6? That's hilarious. I guess they gave up 10 last week. So, okay, I'll agree with that. They win, but they kind of stink. Game of the week in the Big 12, baby. We got Arizona State at Mississippi State. Arizona State beat them last year, but they did let them come back after being up 31-0 or something like that. I think they ended up winning by 3 or 4 or something. Anyways, you go first.
Yeah, give me Arizona State. Give me Arizona State. They got their messy opener game out of the way. Now they're going to be traveling. They're going to be up for this. They're going to be playing an SEC team that has a little bit more weight to it than their little brother in northern Arizona. So I want to give Arizona State the win big time. I want to give them I'll give them 38-14.
Oh my God, you're so close to what I was going to say. Yeah, they did not look very good last week. Get right game for Arizona State. I think Mississippi State is bad. I mean, they have been bad for a while. I got them winning 31 to. I'll go 31-17. I'll go 31-17. They'll score a touchdown late to make it 31-17. It'll be 31-10 before that. Levitt is going to show up and show out. Weber State at Arizona. I'm interested in this game actually because K-State plays Arizona the following week. We'll go. I mean, after what they did to Hawaii, 45-14, Arizona wins. What do you think?
Yeah, let's go with that. I'll just agree with you here.
Okay.
That's pretty good. That's a pretty dang good score.
And to round things out for the BYU fans watching right here, BYU at home against Stanford. Stanford might be just as bad as Portland State, man. They're pretty bad. They lost to Hawaii. Hawaii just lost to Arizona 40-6. How bad is Stanford, man? How bad is Stanford? BYU favored by 3 touchdowns. Kenny, you give me your score and then I'll go.
I mean, hey, historically, Stanford has always had amazing quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's true. They have.
But actually, those are the days of the old, Steve. Those are the days of the old. Yeah, BYU, I don't even think Stanford is. I think this is another shutout game. Give me another shutout game. Give Stevie B more shutouts because his defense was the BYU defense. He picked it.
I did.
I picked the Utah defense in our fantasy draft. I picked the Utah defense. He picked the BYU defense. So give me Stanford 0, BYU 60.
Oh shoot, I love it. Okay, I don't think BYU's offense is going to drop 60 again the rest of the season. I did say that.
What if they do, Steve?
What if they do, though? What if they do? Number 47 at quarterback.
Now, you're assuming that their offense is going to be the only one scoring.
That's true. Their special teams and their defense are insane. I mean, talk about attention to detail, man. We'll go 48-3. I think Stanford just to feel good about themselves. 2 minutes left in the game. 4th and 15 from the BYU 25. They're going to kick a field goal. Just to make themselves feel a little bit good. Just so they don't have to get shut out.
Just to see what it feels like.
Just to see what it feels like. Yeah. BYU is going to be soaking it up, if you know what I mean. They're going to be soaking out in Utah, if you know what I mean. And that's
Soaking
the
in those cougar tails.
and that's the Big 12 picks for week 2? Week 2. Week 2 in the Big 12.
That's right. That's right.
Kenny, we're back, baby. We are back, baby. We're coaching volleyball again.
So back.
We're back on the pod again. I mean, we're getting thousands of views again. Things are looking good. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, tell your friends. Consider joining that channel. Consider joining us, Kenny. Consider giving us your money for a super chat. We would love that, actually. We really would.
Yeah, I mean, we're the season is officially here. We finished week 1 and our channel just exploded. I mean, this was like we were getting little appetizers put out there for the people. You know, everybody was wanting to, you know, hear what the content was like, hear what everybody's saying, you know, figure out what the word on the street is. And, you know, again, you know, K-State is again another team that people want to hear about. They want to talk about, but not in the good way, because K-State, just like in every K-State fashion, has to go out and make a name for themselves in the worst way. By, you know, letting down the conference, the fans, you know, underperforming expectations, and it's really frustrating. But we're hoping that this team can turn it around. As for the rest of the league, we did our power rankings. Go check that out. We have, you know, I think it's the best power rankings we've ever, you know, out of anybody that does it. You know, we approach it in a really unique way. And I remember, Steve, you were telling me about the Insiders power rankings, the one that Big B, Brian Hanley did.
We love Big B.
And I went and watched it. We love that guy. 98 right guard for K-State. 1998 for those that were probably not even
if you know, you know,
that are watching this. Yeah. Yeah. So I went and watched it, and because I was curious to see where he had his teams. Brian Hanley literally had almost the exact same picks that I had in that order.
I know.
Literally.
I know.
The only thing was different was that his I think it was the top 2, Texas Tech and Arizona State, were swapped. He thinks that whatever. But I was like, oh my God. I was like, Brian Hanley and I are like 2 peas in a pod.
We gotta have him back,
which is amazing, because
we gotta have him back on, man.
I also played right guard, so maybe it's a right guard thing. I don't know.
I played left guard. I played a little left guard, a little tight end. Dude, us 2 plus Brian Hanley, we got a great start to an offensive line, dude.
mostly Brian Hanley.
Mostly him. Let's be honest. Mostly him.
Mostly him. Even in his older age, he would be the star of our line.
Oh yeah, dude. I bet that guy still bench presses 300 pounds, guaranteed.
That's right. Well, I think that's all we have today, Steve. Right?
It is. Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Taco Bell. I'm gonna go get those new street chalupas. I'm gonna get the chicken one this time.
Winter tried it.
And what?
Winter tried it.
You'll have to tell me after this.
Okay.
But everybody, thank you for watching. Please hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, do all this thing that you know what you're supposed to do. Go Big 12 and go Cats, baby.
Let's go.
I'm bleeding purple. Every man a wildcat. Emo. I'm bleeding purple. Every man a wildcat. Emo. Yeah. I'm bleeding purple. Every man a wildcat. I'm bleeding purple. Every man a wildcat.